Y'all know that scientists have discovered a missing continent over 375 years of it going missing.
Their co-conspirators are doing everything they can to liquidate this assets because they are ready for something so groundbreaking, so earth-shaking, that's going to ravage not just the music industry, but the entertainment industry.
Hey guys, what's going on? I got another compilation. Let's get into these videos and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But before we do so, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell down below, and let's get into it.
You know the other thing about birth control too? This is crazy. So you guys know what pheromones are? Things our bodies emit. When you smell a healthy person's pheromones, makes you more attracted to them. You can actually smell a person's pheromones if their immune system is a good match for your immune system in terms of producing a kid. They will be more attracted to you. Okay, so they did a study where they had men wear shirts for like 3 days, and then they put their shirts in plastic bags, and they had women on birth control and off birth control smell the shirts. The women who were off birth control, when they smelled the shirts, they were attracted to the men who had complementary immune systems. And the women on birth control they couldn't tell which men, they weren't more attracted to the men with good immune systems for them. And has there been for the past 60 years a selection pressure artificially from birth control, making women choose to mate with men that have more feminine characteristics? If you look up studies on how birth control changes women's mating preferences, there's like a ton of literature, and it's dramatic.
Wow, that's deep, you guys. Oh, I recommend to run that video back. Do y'all hear what he's saying? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I believe this so much. I feel like we feel so different compared to what we used to feel like, and we don't know what's going on.
So someone posed a really good question. A113. Let's talk about it. So A113 shows up in a lot of cartoons, a lot of films, all that kind of stuff. Check this out. Now, the official narrative is that it's a room at the California Institute of Arts where a lot of animators took a class. That's the official story. I find it really interesting because symbolism is very important in the entertainment industry. What do you guys think? Do you believe the official narrative, or do you think there's something more to it?
Can you tell me, please, why were the pyramids made?
Well, the original pyramids were made for a variety of functions. Number one, it was made as a hall of records to demonstrate that there are changes that happen on your planet in cycles, such as precession and certain kinds of cyclic ages that create certain kinds of different conditions on your planet, so that by reading the pyramids, especially the Great Pyramid, in the proper way, you will understand the cycles and can be better prepared for them on your planet. But the Great Pyramid in particular was also designed to function in a way that when you go into the king's chamber and lie in the stone coffer, it has been designed geometrically when you go into what is called the brainwave frequency of gamma to amplify that gamma state and allow for greater opportunity and acceleration to create the experience of astral travel. That's what a lot of the ancient Egyptian priest initiates learned to do in the Great Pyramid, so that they would go and gather information while having an out-of-body experience and bring that information back to improve the knowledge of the society. That's another reason it was created.
Okay, folks, I've been to CERN. CERN is very, very weird. I was actually there a couple of years ago when Russ Dizdar was still alive, well before COVID. So we're there at CERN, and we're being taken by a docent who's like basically just parroting what he's been told to say. So we're in this place where the statue of Shiva is the Indian god of death, basically the destroyer. And I look at the docent and I go, what's this doing here? He has no answer for it at all. Basically, here's the bottom line, and this is something that we need to really delve into here. CERN is built on the site of the ancient temple of Apollyon. Tom Horn, who passed away last year, very untimely, wrote about this. So CERN is at this ancient temple. They're going to open up and start using CERN and testing it the day of the eclipse. I mean, what are we looking at here? Is that deliberate? In my opinion, it's absolutely deliberate. Something is going on. Here's what I think is going on. They, the powers that be, are opening up CERN in coordination with the eclipse to open up a gateway, a portal. And that's what I think these sites really are all about. Now, when you go to the Serpent Mound in Ohio, it doesn't look anything like CERN, but it's ancient. And it's just in Ohio. And it's the longest serpent effigy on the planet. Now, some people will dispute that, that's fine, but it's the one that I go to. And that serpent mound the serpent is undulating, and the serpent's mouth is open like this. Guess what? The whole thing is built on the solstices, the equinoxes. They're big into this. And these sites are charged. The site at CERN is charged. The Serpent Mound in Ohio is a charged site. If you want to know more, check out our On the Trail of a Nephilim series, number 2, number 3,
Oh, wow.
Secrets of a Supernatural. Thanks so much for watching. I am L.A. Marzulli.
Okay.
Maybe this monster from the Bible isn't actually a story.
Something really strange is happening in our oceans, and the wildlife is clearly reflecting that. Groups of whales have been coming together before beaching and unaliving themselves, and scientists have no clue why. This specific group was located near Australia, and the general assumption was that they may have just wandered too close to shore by accident. But the exact same thing happened near Taylor's Bay, and according to the locals who were trying to help, the whales and dolphins sounded like they were screaming for help. Check it out real quick.
First stranded before 2 p.m. yesterday at the rocky beach in Taylor's Bay.
They were screaming. It is probably the thing that's stopping me from sleeping, because you can hear this screaming in your ears. They were making more than a noise. They were really yelling out for help.
And even after the locals and rescue teams helped the whales back into the water, they re-beached themselves further down the coast, almost as if they refused to go deeper into the ocean. Over in the beach in Oregon, a female anglerfish washed up, which is really strange when you consider that they live 2,000 to 3,000 feet deep. And with the huge anomaly that we were initially told was a glitch coming back, people's speculation is starting to grow and theories are starting to circulate. I touched on the first theory that states that very large creatures, or a very large creature, possibly Leviathan, has entered our ocean's ecosystems, eating the wildlife and scaring them as well. But there's a second theory stating that some sort of frequency device is being used or tested.
There's so much stuff being said about the Leviathan creature. Did you guys see on like the New York building? I believe it was New York, where it was like that thing wrapped around the building and they were saying that that's the Leviathan. There's so much going on about that creature. So yeah, very sad to see those fish going up to the shore. I hope they can find a way where they can keep them safe. I don't know how they would do that, because that's not something that happens on a regular basis.
Okay guys, so we have now come together on TikTok, this Gen X group, and now they're saying that UN troops are coming. So we need to speed this up, get a plan together, and figure out how we're going to mobilize and organize in each state. I'm in Ohio, in Dayton specifically, so we need to pick a date that we can, like, either one, go on strike all the way and just stop everything and bring the whole damn thing to a screeching halt. We need to pick a time or a date that we can go live on X, just like our original lady that called us to action. We've got to start planning now, because things are moving too fast, and we've got to get on the ball here, because we're going to run out of time. It's not going to be as long as what we think.
Why do we always have to wait till the last minute? And it is the last minute now. So, I mean, it's already like it's almost too late, but it seems like that whatever we do, if we bring anything to a halt, that's what's going to cause the civil war. I mean, what is a win-win situation for us, you guys? What do you think we could do to have a good outcome?
Look, man, y'all thought I was playing? You got the mark of the clone right here. Look at this. See that dot? Sean, let me see your arm, bro. Swear to God. You see? Look, let me see. Hey, yo, Mario.
Wait a minute.
Bro. More and more people I find with that mark. I'm going to tell y'all what it means by the end of this year, so y'all stay tuned.
Ooh. I'm going to tell y'all what it means. If you have that mark, you are a clone.
I have a massive update about the guy I saw with black eyes. I've been
tossing this up in the air for a little bit whether I should post a video or not. And I decided to just because I promised a few people that I would keep them updated on what happened. I'm a little confused, I'm not gonna lie. I went into work this morning. My boss told me because Monday is a holiday, he's like, why don't you go ahead and do your Monday route today? That way we don't have to worry about it. Awesome. So I get in my van, I'm making deliveries. I had to stop at that guy's company. I didn't see him in the window. I dropped the part like normal. I got like maybe a mile down the road. I just pulled over because everything in my stomach, in my gut, in my heart was like, you know what, maybe you should have done this before, but let's Google his name. And I Googled his name. I have more questions now than I did before because the first thing that popped up was his face, and underneath it, it said obituary. That he died in October of 23. Was I handing parts to a ghost? I'm 100% sure that I am of right frame of mind. I know I was handing that guy parts. And you know, I try to do logical thinking too, like people keep telling me to do. And I'm like, maybe he's got a twin brother. But in what family do you have twins and name them the exact same thing? So that kind of doesn't sit well with me. So that tells me that I handed my parts to somebody that died in October. How is that possible? The next time I see that company, I'm going to walk in and ask them about him. I'm just massively confused, but I wanted to share this. I don't know what to take of this, and I'm hoping for some opinions. I don't want to hear that schizophrenia crap because I know I don't have it. I'm not going to a psychiatrist. I don't need it. I know 110% that I was handing that guy the parts. I don't know. I honestly don't. I'm still not going to give up his name or his address, and now, because of respect for his family, I'm at a loss for words. So if anybody knows any ideas, please, message me, tell me. I am completely lost right now. I almost quit my job over it.
Okay, so I don't know if you saw the original video. I'm gonna try to tag it somewhere in this video so you guys can click on it. But part 1 to this video where he said he handed some car parts to this guy and his eyes were like completely blacked out and he just got scared as heck and just dipped. So this was part 2 to that video. I don't know, you guys. At first I didn't believe him and then I did believe him and now I'm kind of like not believing him again. I don't know what to make of it, but if you have not watched part 1, I'm going to try to link the video somewhere over here or in the description, okay? Definitely check that out. It's interesting.
Hold on, did y'all see South Dakota underwater? Dams are breaking, crops are gone, people's houses are gone, roads are broken half. Why is nobody talking about that?
In our fruit flavors, we're talking about we want, a burst in the beginning and maybe a finish that doesn't linger too much so that you want more of it.
And you don't want a long linger because you're not going to eat more of it if it lingers.
So it's going to be a quick fix. And then
have more.
And then have more. But that suggests something else.
Exactly.
Which is called addiction.
Exactly.
You're trying to create an addictive taste.
That's a good word.
Or something that they want to go back for again and again.
Food company.
Y'all want to create a burst of flavor with a flavor that doesn't linger. Ma'am, that is fruit and vegetables. You are not God. Leave it alone. When I eat a peach, an orange, a cucumber, an apple, anything, a watermelon especially, they do not taste like that fruit is supposed to taste. And I just wish you guys could go to, I don't know where it's going to take to go. Like, I don't know if you have to just go to a different country or there's somewhere in the South or Florida where you can go to and get some real fruit and get some real vegetables to where you can smell the scent of it as soon as you put it up to your face or just being around like a basket of that fruit. You can smell it and it tastes so good. But the stuff that you have in the stores right now, I can completely understand why people don't like fruits and vegetables, which I always question, but I understand it now because there's no flavor. And I'm so frustrated about it. But look, I'm so tired of them trying to play God with all this GMO stuff. I'm over it.
Well, no, it's the funniest kind of mix-up, Your Honor.
Just one moment. Mr. Grubble, remove your hat in my courtroom.
I do not recognize the authority of a court that hangs the gold-fringed flag. A flag with gilded edges is the flag of an admiralty court. An admiralty court signifies a naval court-martial. I cannot be court-martialed twice. That is all. Furthermore...
Bailiff, gag him.
Y'all know what I'm gonna say. Like, to the people that don't have their eyes open, they're gonna deny all the true information. Whatever, you guys. Next video, because we could talk about that one for days.
A white woman you know waits 40 and 50 years to tell on a black man who sexually abused them. They going to the cops that same night. You don't wait 40 years because he didn't take advantage of them. But because him and Camille Cosby didn't want to let the white oil company drill under their house in Massachusetts, they decided to bankrupt him through the courts with the sexual allegations to eventually force him to sell the house so the oil company could get the oil. Bill Cosby went to jail for oil. R. Kelly in jail because he didn't want to give a certain music company his masters. Whitney Houston is dead because she was going to order an audit on her earnings. She wanted her publishing back and she wanted her masters back. Michael Jackson is dead because he didn't want to give the Beatles catalog back. Prince is dead because he didn't want to give his unpublished music to a certain music company. None of this is happening for the reason they tell you. This is about power and control of resources.
Yes, sir.
The greatest trick the devil.
The
greatest trick the devil ever pulled was what? Convince the world he don't exist. Greatest trick white supremacy ever pulled was convince black people it no longer exists.
Only a fool believe that, man.
Only a fool believe that.
I was going to say, somewhere in this compilation, there's an R. Kelly video, and guess what? Here it is. Right on time.
R. Kelly in jail, well, in prison, a week ago over the phone.
Why are you not going to put it on?
Because the interview that I wanted to do was not what he wanted to do. He wanted to lay out this conspiracy theory and bring in people and name certain people who I don't even want to associate with and that type of thing. And he wants to push that whole kind of situation. And for me, it's like, you know, I just don't want to be part of that. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, he's implicating people.
Yo, Vlad is scared, but like he has to take one. He needs to do the right thing. But I understand that he might be nervous, he might be scared, because if he does what he's not supposed to do, he's gonna be out of there. You already know how it goes, just like the rest of them. If you don't follow the rules, you're out of there. Vlad is trying to stay on his side of the fence. He might not be doing the right thing, but he's playing it smart, you know? It's understandable, but dang. If you were in Vlad's shoes, would you do the right thing and get blackballed, or would you play it smart?
The masses are trained to think or to believe that when you, I, or anyone else says spirit, they're talking about what the masses know as religion. Spirit means breath and nothing else. Spirituality means the art of breathing to activate the cells which have memory in them. It's also a form of what you would call body washing, baptism, if you get the whole point. You know, just like you fast to clean the cells, so is breathing also energizing the cells. You know how like when oxygen doesn't get to your pituitary gland? Same purpose, because it activates or stimulates the cells to receive knowledge, which is called gnosis, which is the philosophy and the rebinding to the memories that set in your cells of your ancient mothers and fathers. And that is religion, and nothing else is. And all of the secondary layers that have been put on this principle is dogmata, has more to do with political controls than it is with nature law. Religion itself is a study of the workings of nature, forces in nature, etc., push and pull, magnetic pulls in the earth, in the atmosphere, and the rotation of the moon around the earth and its cause and effect on the earth and on all living things, which also comprises the seasons and the elements. That's religion, cosmology, and the philosophies that go with it. The moral philosophy that's learned from life in nature itself, that's religion.
Imagine the state that the world would be in if we learned all that stuff at school.
McDonald's logo, you may think, is simply a M for McDonald's. But is there something ancient and satanic about this logo? There's an ancient German mythological creature called Mephistopheles, and this is a demon, basically. Well, in this alleged ancient black magic book, you see this M logo.
No way,
and you also
no
see
way.
a demon at the bottom there. This is the M with increased brightness, so you can see it, possibly referencing an ancient demon known as Mephistopheles. Now, the founder of McDonald's, Ray Kroc, was a Bohemian Grove member and believed to be a 33rd degree Freemason. If you look at the Ronald McDonald House Charities logo, if you draw a line from here to there and the roof, you get a Masonic compass. Now, we know McDonald's and Disney are very closely partnered. All the Happy Meals have Disney characters in them. Disney is also ran by 33rd degree Freemasons and believed to be possibly Satanists as well. Interesting that their connections are always closely tied to and regarding children. Disney movies all about kids, get them roped into the entertainment. The McDonald's giving them those toys. Think about all these charities that are ran by Masons that are all closely connected to children. And it always intrigues me how McDonald's will do fundraisers for children who are sick and whatnot, but yet their food is complete poison.
That is true. It's things like that that we don't think about. They do so many campaigns and foundations for health reasons and health purposes, yet they are feeding people poison. How delusional is that?
September, October, November, and December look like in the future for our country, the United States, and around the world. I do predict that things are going to change in a dramatic way here in the United States. And not only will it be an extraordinarily hot, temperature-wise summer, and a very, very cold upcoming winter, perhaps I believe the coldest winter we've had on recorded history in the last 50 years. But we're going to see an uproar of violence. It's going to be between people that love the United States and against people that do not love the United States. And I think you're going to see a shift in the Democratic candidate for presidency, which is going to create, again, another shift in human perspective about where our country's going and where it came from and what it's going to be like. And I think that it's going to create a lot of tension. We're going to see another display of what we might consider the Floyd incident again, which triggers off more violence in the United States. And as my heart aches to say, but I see a super bloodbath occurring here in the United States, especially during the month of October and November of 2024. But I do believe that there will be a new president in the United States, and I believe Donald Trump will be elected. And I believe things will begin to smooth out somewhat as we go into the early months of 2025. So I do want to caution each of you around the world to be at peace today. Remember, your outer world is a reflection of the way you are on the inside, but when you've got 8 billion people on the planet and 335 million people in the United States, you've got all these different beliefs and cultures and perspectives, and their outer world is going to manifest to them based on their reality. And many of these people are not thinking clear, they're unconscious. They're full of fear, and fear is what triggers off negative, destructive events. And I think you're going to see that happening. But I also see a great shift and a great awakening as we go into the spring of 2025. Humanity will begin to change in a positive way, but get ready for September, October, November, December 2024, because it's going to become very dangerous. So I do want to caution each of you as I'm also predicting a terrorist attack in the United States and extreme violence, but a change in presidency. And with Trump's election, will create a lot of tension with people that hate America.
So if you guys were wondering why he looks like that, why his face was kind of just zoned out, it's because he is a medium. And so this is what he was visualizing and predicting for what's going to happen in 2024. A lot of people are saying be prepared just in case something goes down and things are not available for 3 to 6 to maybe 9 months. So I'm guessing from September to like February, things might pop off. I'm very surprised that he stated that Mr. T is going to win. A lot of people are saying we're not going to make it to the elections. In regards, there will not be any election. Something else is going to take course. How do you guys feel about this information? What do you guys think is going to happen?
So, U.S. Marshals have rescued over 200 children in the last 6 weeks. Isn't that crazy, true crimers? But what U.S. Marshals are saying is that that's actually nothing compared to the amount of children who are missing or endangered. Nonetheless, they have targeted what are called hotspots like Phoenix and Miami to search for these endangered and missing children, and luckily they were able to find them. They have removed about 200 kids so far from dangerous locations and placed them into safe custody now. U.S. Marshals are saying whether it's children who ran away, who were taken against their will, or even taken by family members, they were able to find them and relocate them. However, this number is just scratching the surface, and there are still so many more missing children who need to be found. This operation has actually been run 6 times previously, and they have also recovered several missing children. I'm hoping that they keep this going and bring back as many children as they possibly can.
Oh, you put that thing on the wall. So you see how we do it here on Saturday. This is what it's about to be. Hey man, look at my mantras real quick. Be kind. Be that one bigger. It's more. Yeah, more. Let's go celebrate.
Now these guys have made more money between them than they know what to do with.
Maybe everybody, even Diddy's biggest friends, or as some people like to refer to them, their co-conspirators, are doing everything they can to liquidate this assets because they are ready for something so groundbreaking, so earth-shaking, that's going to ravage not just the music industry, but the entertainment industry, that everybody is liquidating assets, getting their ducks in a row, and companies that do business with these people are also liquidating assets to get them off of the board. So when things start to actually blow up, it won't be another Revolt TV or Diego Alcohol where they have to publicly separate themselves.
Where there's money, there's business ties that need to be untangled in a time like this.
Yo, what's cracking? You know what it is. It's your homeboy Ice Cube. And some of you may not have realized that I'm not part of the club. What club am I talking about?
We're familiar with this
the
one.
club of gatekeepers that we all got to deal with. You know who they are, and they definitely know who they are. A lot of people be like, "What? Who? Come on, man, stop playing." So, ever since I put out the contract with Black America, you know they've been fucking with me. Here and there, this and that. But it's cool, you know. I expect that. You know, I've been working with, on the big three for a long time. And you know how you've been fucking with me with that.
Yeah.
I made it plain, simple, and clear what they've been doing, the NBA been fucking with us. Now, a lot of people might say, like, well, but Kid, you want to work with the NBA. Really, I don't give a fuck about working with the NBA. What I want them to do, when I say work with us, is to stop working against us. Stop doing that bullshit behind the scenes that we know you're doing. Mainstream media, they ain't fucking with us. And that's cool. We can do it ourselves, you know what I'm saying? We still on the rise without these motherfuckers. So we don't need them, you don't need them. So what am I going to do to deal with these motherfucking gatekeepers? Well, what I'm going to do is go on a Fuck the Gatekeepers podcast tour. And I'm going to go talk to everybody, and get a chance to get my message out to the people. Be able to let people hear from me, And you might agree, you might not. But the important thing is, for me to go on these platforms, say what I feel about what I think. And, some people may get pissed off because I'm going to talk to everybody. I'm not playing. And it's gonna be a crazy summer. It's gonna be fun. Appreciate y'all. Always support the big three. Hopefully, I'm doing stuff that you guys dig. You know, I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for people that's bored as fuck in the summer with summer sports and want something cool like the Big Three. So here we are. Appreciate you. Much love, much respect from your homeboy Ice Cube. Remember that.
Now, you might recall that Ice Cube put out a warning that there's something a lot more sinister going on behind the scenes in the industry.
I feel like when he wants to do something like that, when he says he's going to go talk to everybody or he's going to have like this type of podcast, he needs to not tell everybody. He needs to just go ahead and pop up and pop out and do that. Don't let everybody know what you're about to do, especially in the position that he's in. Yo, that says Bowie, Maryland.
Today, showing houses, and in 20 years in the industry of going in houses of all types, I've never seen anything like this. 6-foot gates, deadbolts, drawing on the wall in the back, so you know it wasn't a dog back there.
That's some wild
Air
stuff.
conditioning. Are you serious?
Real quick, I feel like everybody that has some type of weird little house in the backyard or shed, I feel like police should be able to just go ahead and check those out on any type of day, any type of basis. Like, you shouldn't have nothing up in there that the police can't just walk up in there and look. I feel like people would be safer if we did that. I feel like it would be more good than bad.
From Brazil called the Huni Kunin. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Who had never heard of aliens were shown a picture of what's called an alien gray. And they said, hey, we know what they are. We call them the Manka Wakaba, another name I just butchered, and they live under the earth. They're the ant people who live inside the earth. So a tribe of people that's indigenous to Brazil and Peru doesn't have a lot of contact with the outside world. Says that there are ant people who live under the earth. AI describes them looking like this, and that they've known about this for thousands of years. So the beings that they call ant people, we call extraterrestrials, in this case alien grays, could they possibly be the same thing? I don't know, maybe. I mean, there's a lot of UFO sightings all over the world. It'd be arrogant to think they only went to populated areas or what we call the civilized world. By the way, these Huni Kuni, whose name I butchered again, seem to be pretty civilized to me. You don't see them starting wars with other countries. But with that being said, could extraterrestrials have visited this tribe and other tribes thousands of years ago? Or even hundreds of years ago, and we in the Western world just never heard of it? Of course it's possible, and in my opinion, just my opinion, it's likely.
The McDonald's logo.
The Huni Kuni. That just reminds me of my mom because she calls me and my baby's honey bunny. So that just sounds like Huni Kuni.
Did y'all know that scientists have discovered a missing continent over 375 years of it going missing? This is what the new 8th continent look like right by Australia. Yeah, I know how we got like Asia, North America, South America, Antarctica, and all these other continents, right? Well, they have a missing continent that has been off the maps for years, and they used to call it the Great Southern Continent. Yeah, it has been theorized around the Roman times, particularly around the 1600s. And I'm guessing the reason is because the last time they tried to make an encounter with the local Maori tribe, they wasn't too impressed with seeing European sailors. In fact, their presence, it frustrated them, which caused them to crash out, clapping 4 of the people that was on the ship. And after that, they never returned again. Until almost 400 years later, where they discovered it again. But this just goes to show you, though, we really don't know the world that we living in. We got new continents that's popping up. We got new oceans that's steady popping up. New creatures that's inside of the oceans that's popping up. But then again, a wise man knows that he knows nothing, you dig? But y'all let me know y'all thoughts on this new 8th continent that's been discovered in the comments. Like or follow for more wisdom and stay tuned. And if y'all want that sauce on how to get paid off of social media, comment down below ATM. I'm sending it to you.
Is it that they just discovered it, or is it that they already knew and they're just not revealing it to us?
Son, you know, once you start, there's no going back.
that is the end of the compilation. Thank you so much for joining me today. You guys like, share, and subscribe, and I am out. I will catch you on the next one.